Hey guys, it's Audra and welcome back to 365 Projects. I am here today with my June book haul. Now, for once, I had a little bit of self-control and I only ended up with 8 books for the whole month, which I'm kind of proud of myself. And I had bought them for specific reasons or specific events type of thing. And so they weren't like spur of the moment books like I normally do when I'm just like buy on one click off Amazon. So let's just get into it. The first set of books were 4 books that I bought for myself as a gift for moving, because who doesn't do that? And so the first one I picked up is the second volume of I Hate Fairyland. This is called Fluff My Life. I've obviously read the first one. I did enjoy it. It is pretty vulgar, but the character is hilarious, and I just love the artwork. Did I just show something I shouldn't have showed? Okay, no, we're good. Anyways, whoops. So the first volume of this is about a girl named Gertrude who is like sucked into fairyland, and essentially, like most fairyland-ish tales, there's a key that she has to find in order to get back home. Well, it's like 30 years later, and she's just over it. And she is vengeful, she is murderous, and like there's not cursing, but she like used replacement words is what I tell my kids at school. And it is pretty humorous, like Fluff My Life. So I'm excited to get to this one soon. The next one I picked up was a book that I've heard Natasha from my Reading is Odd rave about, and that is Anger is a Gift. This is a beautiful purple color. It's not right, quite reading right. But this is a chunky YA novel with a lot of different rep in it. I don't want to know much about it going into it, but there is anxiety rep. There is, I believe, this is a gay protagonist, and there is police brutality rep. Natasha says this is even better than The Hate U Give, which is the book everybody raved about last year. So I'm definitely wanting to get into this soon. Like the text is a little bit smaller than I normally read, and I may have to get the audiobook as well. So we will see about that one soon. The next 2 I added to my cart as a gift to myself for moving were actually middle grade, told in different formats. This is called Until Tomorrow by Mr. Marsworth by Sheila O'Connor, and this just seems like really super cute premise. 1968, this little girl, she has to move to live with her grandparents after her mother passes away, and she decides that she is going to befriend the town recluse, which is Mr. Marsworth, and it is done all through letters between the 2 of them back and forth. And I know there's some stuff with Vietnam War. I believe her brother is there, and so I think this might be a hard middle grade to read, one that I tab up quotes all the time because for whatever reason kids books have the most beautiful quotes that I write in my quote book, so I'm excited to get to this one very soon. And the last one I picked up for my moving haul was Breakout by Kate Messner. This is another chunky middle grade, once again told in different formats. It sounds like this is about a girl who is a journalist, and then these 2 inmates break out of the prison, and it is told in letters, poems, text messages, news stories, comics, and a whole bunch of different documents. And I have heard glowing recommendations about this from my teacher friends, and so I'm hoping this is a good one to hand off to my kids at the beginning of the year. All right, my book of the month pick. Now, I only picked 1, which is really weird. Normally I pick like the full 3 that you can choose, but I came home with The Kiss Quotient. I have already read this, and so it's in my wrap-up that I shared, I believe, yesterday or the day before. Who knows when this is going up. But this is about a woman with Asperger's who wants to be taught how to have a relationship, and so she hires an escort to teach her. Obviously, it's steamy, and it's very good. The male protagonist, Michael, is a super hunky guy, and I absolutely loved it. You can hear more about it in my wrap-up, like I said, and I'll leave all the information for Book of the Month if you want to check that out and use my referral code. You get a free one, I get a free one, and everybody's happy. And the last 3 books are from Barnes & Noble. I was able to kind of like sneak away when we went out of town for a weekend trip, and everybody else was kind of doing their own thing. And these are the books that I picked up, 2 books that I had never heard of before. The first one is The Long Ride Home by Tawny Waters. Now this is one that doesn't have very high ratings on Goodreads, and I had checked before I had purchased it, but as I flipped through the book, there were a lot of things that really stuck out to me that kind of hit home. So this is about a girl whose mom has passed away, and she is going on this road trip to scatter her ashes. And so it's all about grief. And I haven't read a book about grief, I feel, in a long while, since like Words in Deep Blue, which is my favorite book from last year. So I hope I enjoy this as much as that one, which is going to be hard. But I just noticed all the quotes, and it definitely like hit home on grief. So it's maybe one you want to check out too if you've ever lost someone you love very dearly. The other one I never heard anything about, which I'm in the middle of now, is The Length of a String by Alyssa Brent Wiseman. This is a middle grade. Everything about this premise screams my name. This is about a girl named Imani, and she is an adopted Black Jewish girl. And for her bar mitzvah, she wants to ask her parents to give her information about her biological family. And during this time, before she asked them, her great-grandmother, Anna, passes away. And as they're going through her things, she finds, and keeps it a secret, Anna's journal from 1941, I believe, during World War II in Luxembourg, and how she was like sent over by her family to America and was adopted herself. And so it's kind of like her piecing her story together of her own background as well as her great-grandma's background. And like I said, you have World War II, you have adoption, you have like a whole long lost family vibe, which is like my favorite TV show. So I am really excited about this one, and I can't wait to see what happens next. And last one is a middle grade that I had already heard of, and this is Front Desk by Kelly Yang. This cover is absolutely gorgeous. Obviously I'm in a middle grade kick, I guess. I haven't read any for a long time, which is weird, so I need to like kick it up for the school year. So this is about a girl who's from an immigrant family, and they own a motel. And in that motel, they hide other immigrants. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of things that we see that are going on currently in our country, but through the viewpoint of a child, which is so important to me as a teacher and just as a human being. Like, what are we doing to these children? So I'm excited to see where this book takes it. I have heard nothing but 5-star, once again, from everyone who has read this so far, and so I cannot wait to get into this one as well. So those are the 8 books that I brought home this month. I have 1 adult book, 1 graphic novel, we had 2 YA books, and then 4 middle grade books. So half of them are middle grade, so you can see where my brain is at. So these are all the ones that I hope to get to enjoy soon. I'm going to see if any of these are on overdrive for audiobooks so I can get to them even sooner, because that's obviously been my jam lately if you watch any of my hauls. So tell me what you have picked up in this last month, and if there's anything I need to add to my middle grade shelf that is not already here yet that has been put out recently. So until next time, bye guys!